Hey, this is Will Schneider with Men Talking Mindfulness. Another mindfulness moment. We're going to do another meditation, but I'm going to read first to inspire our meditation. Read from Eckhart Tolle's book, Stillness Speaks. I feel like this is his opus book. It's only, It's only like 120 pages. And this is from chapter 6, Acceptance and Surrender. And he goes on to say at the very top of this chapter, whenever you're able, have a look inside yourself and see whether you are unconsciously creating conflict between the inner and the outer, between your external circumstances at that moment, where you are, who you are with, or what you are doing, and your thoughts and your feelings. Can you feel how painful it is to internally stand in opposition to what is? When you recognize this, you also realize that you're now free to give up this futile conflict, this inner state of war. Cool. So we are going to take a moment, another like 4 or 5 minutes, and we're just going to meditate on those wise words. And what I really enjoy about what Eckhart Tolle is saying in that chapter is he really taps into the opposition of things, the internal, the external, that futile conflict, between the inner state of being, our wanting mind, and our expectations, and also in conflict with our natural self, of the great natural peace that we have inside of ourselves. And that's what we practice, to kind of slow down the pendulum from, the light into the dark and back to the light and down to into the dark, like, trying to crave pleasure and trying to avert pain. What if, and why this is, I love the title of this book, Stillness Speaks, because we're trying to slow that pendulum down so it doesn't so dramatically swing in one direction or the other. But we use the practices of breath and meditation to almost get that pendulum to be completely centered and still. It's going to move a little bit, but the more we practice, the more you continue to breathe, the more you take time every day and practice for as little as like 5, 10, 15 minutes, grow into 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes a day, maybe twice a day, maybe go on a retreat, for 10 days in silence and really get more into more stillness and into more patience and into more peacefulness. And these words of that inner and outer and that futile conflict really start to, you begin to experience that meaning. So find your seat or lie down. Close your eyes if you like. You can also make contact, hand on belly, hand on chest if you want to practice that way as well, or maybe just start with hand on belly, hand on chest. We're just going to start to use the breath to calm ourselves down and get deeper into that stillness. So let's exhale out. Take a big giant inhale. Let it go out nice and easy. And continually deepen the breath. Every inhale, maybe take a little bit more inhalation with no strain, right? It'll get a little bit bigger and it might feel a little strained to make a bigger inhale, but not like creating tension anywhere in the body. And really continually try to soften and let that exhale go. Inhale big. Keep inhaling. Inhale more breath in. Exhale out. Keep going in. Maybe exhale through the mouth if you like. Release some tension in the throat and the face. And again. I'll let it go. Just keep working with that smooth quality of breath. Deepen the breath, and as you deepen that breath in the pelvis, it's going to naturally calm down your nervous system. You might feel your body starting to soften as you exhale slower and deepen that breath. Good. let's go. Bigger inhales for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale slowly through the nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. In for 5. Out for 5. In 5. Out 5. In 5. Out 5. In again. Out. Few more. In 5. Out 5. Last 2. In 5. Out 5. One more. In 5. Out 5. Good. Come back to normal breath and just check in how you're feeling. What's important to note in your meditation practice is really what is Dr. Eckhart Tolle is talking here about what really is. Can you feel how painful it is to internally stand in opposition to what is? So I live in New York City. There's lots of sirens and honking horns and loud music. And I'm sure where you are, wherever you live, there's what we might perceive as a disruption or an agitation. What if we just, that's us imposing our will, our judgment onto our external environment. But let's not be in opposition to what is, and just be with what is. Keep coming back to that breath. See as that wanting mind, I want things to be quiet, I want to have a great meditation, I don't want to hear that horn that just kind of popped off in the background. This is a meditation time. It should be perfectly quiet. Like Will's meditation, recorded meditation should be perfect. Well, that's not the way life is. If you continually are in pursuit of perfection and trying to manifest every single expectation you have, you're going to suffer a lot. Always going to be disappointed because life is never going to meet your expectations. Life is never going to be perfect. It's like trying to fit your square into the circle of the world. They just don't fit. But we can be like water, flowing water that just kind of moves through, fills every space, and just keeps moving on. Practice of meditation, our breathing practices, and the natural relaxation of our nervous system, we can get into that flow. We can be the canoe that kind of flows down the river. And we just, with our practices, just become better navigators of whatever the river of life brings to us. It takes practice. It takes exercising our breathing, slowing things down, letting things go, being with what is. Keep coming back to a nice, smooth breath. Feel the way the breath fills the torso. relaxes and eases out of the body on the exhale. This practice also allows us to observe the mind, observe our feelings, observe those mental constructs of expectations. Also helps us to observe our physical self, our body. If we just detach from all of it, the rise and fall of the emotions. And there's a dirt bike coming down the street. Just let it pass by, just like another thought pass by, and detach and be with what is. Because that's all there ever is. So the more that we can be present to the what is, the more peaceful we're going to become. And the more clarity it's going to create. Let's take another big giant inhale. Let it go. More inhale. One more. Stay with that breath, and I'll just refresh your memory with these words and wisdom, words of wisdom from Eckhart Tolle. Whenever you're able, have a look inside yourself to see whether you're unconsciously creating conflict between the inner and the outer, between your external circumstances at that moment, where you are, who you are with, or what you are doing, and your thoughts and feelings. Can you feel how painful it is to internally stand in opposition to what is? When you recognize this, you also realize that you are free to give up this futile conflict, this inner state of war. Take a moment, you can ground your hands, a little prayer at your heart, or bring your hands across your chest, and just thank yourself for taking this time and receiving and getting to know some of the natural wisdom that is already inside of our DNA, already inside of us. If we just get still, slow down, find our breath, and take time every day to get to know our internal life, the mind, the body, and our feelings. So thank you so much. Thank you for being part of our Men Talking Mindfulness community. And I look forward to practicing with you again very soon. Have an incredible day. Thank you, thank you. Peace, peace.